Howdy friends, Tadas here with Insomnia Next Door. I've had insomnia for about 5 years, and the first 2 years were very severe, and for the past years I've been recovering. And for those of you just joining me, I've done a lot of experimenting and tested a ton of supplements, and I share many of my experience with you on this channel. So today I raised the question, why most people never recover from serious insomnia. They just kind of live with it. I don't know if you mentioned it, or maybe you're one of them, or you've met somebody that seem, I've had it my entire life. And it always shocks me, because I'm thinking, how can you suffer so much and never really solve it? And and I realize people have very different mindsets about their suffering and how they handle overall this pain and suffering in the world. And so I noticed there are a few things, there are certain patterns, and some of the people that I've consulted and helped out in the past, and these are the ones that I really I'm not able to so to speak to help so much, because they have their preconceived notions of why things are happening to them, and they feel like it's out of their control, right? So number one thing that I noticed why people don't recover and never really cure their insomnia is because they just don't think it's possible. They think, I've tried so many different things, and I've gone to so many doctors, and it's just nothing's getting better. And they gave me some meds, and I've tried some things, and it's not working. So just they've given up, and that's the worst. They're saying, I can't recover. It's not possible. I've given up. And in my own experience, I've had very many moments, lots of moments where I felt like giving up. You wake up, you're just totally exhausted. You're ready to jump off the bridge. It's that bad. It's that terrible. Your whole body's on fire. Your fatigue is like you can hardly walk up the stairs or say hello to anybody. Your depression is like out of control. You just feel like all of your systems, like that Cyborg movie, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where the robot's eyes, the red ones, just go out and he crashes, right? That's how you feel most of the time with insomnia. So you have to believe it's possible. There is a reason. There is a reason why our body is acting in that certain way, and we have to find out what's going on. Okay. So second reason that I noticed is for people that don't care and that don't resolve their insomnia, it's just not bad enough for them. They're like, I had a terrible night. I'm not just that rested. I had some coffee in the morning. I'm fine, Or, it happens once in a while. Maybe they're like 2 or 3 nights out of the week they have terrible sleep, and the other night or so is okay, and they're like, it's okay, it's manageable, And they're walking around exhausted and tired. They're not getting enough sleep. But it's not bad enough for them to do something about it. It's just mind-blowing, maybe I'm crazy. I want it to be perfect. I want to sleep and wake up rested so I can, do stuff in life, right? So I think that's a big barrier where you kind of settle with, it's bad, but I think it's just me, It's just probably me. And you just kind of live with that. I think that's awful. So a lot of people also don't recover because they don't get educated. They read a few things online. Like if you Google, I want to do this experiment someday with you, record my screen. If you want to look for information on insomnia, serious insomnia, and what you come up with on this WebMD and all these sleep clinics, it's just total nonsense. Go to bed on time, don't eat late, and, take some melatonin or take some magnesium for a serious insomnia. For somebody like me who had my root cause, I had no idea, but for the longest time, it's mercury toxicity. These heavy metals that are wreaking havoc on different organs. Your liver is, is constantly overheating. Your adrenals are also overpowering constantly. Your thyroid is going crazy. You're hot. You're cold. You're freezing. Your mind's rushing. Constantly. You're always in this overdrive or in the complete crash, right? So, you have no idea how to put all these systems together. So, and you just kind of say, well, it's too complicated. You go to a doctor and they give you a pill, and that's it. When you don't do your own education, where you need to be looking into things like, how is your liver working? How are your kidneys working? How are your adrenals? What's a thyroid? How does liver break down things? What's methylation? What are my genes telling me about these things? So if you don't get self-educated, you basically have very little chance to recover. So another thing, next one is you don't do enough tests. You go to a doctor and they give you like some blood work and so on, and maybe that's it. But what you really need to do is look into very different things and know how your organs function. I always recommend also a genetic test, a hair test that gives you a mineral analysis, a few more tests like check your liver enzymes and so many different and thyroid, just to see what organs are not functioning well. When I did my tests, all of them came back normal. That's what was maddening about it. They all came back normal, and doctors thought I'm just crazy. They gave me like an antidepressant, sent me to a neurologist, and I was going nuts. I was so mad at everybody. So do more tests, And one of the most important things that what I'm getting into is you have to become your own doctor. You have to start relying on your own wisdom, on your own experience, and listen to what your body is telling you. If you listen to the things that your body is telling you, it's going to lead you into a direction. It's not going to be easy. It took me years to realize all this stuff that I've learned by now and I'm sharing with you. But it took me a lot of experimentation. So you become your own doctor by experimenting. You become your own doctor by doing tests, by reading forums, by asking questions here on my blog, on this channel, and so on. And last but not least, you need to experiment a lot, and you have to have courage. You have to take supplements and see how you react. Like if I showed you my cupboards someday, well, there's like tons of supplements of different kinds, from Chinese medicine, from minerals, vitamins, herbs. I mean, there's just an amazing amount of suffering. Any friends that come over, they think I'm nuts. But, I'm more like that crazy professor that's always experimenting with things. And, many times I've made my sleep way worse by doing that, so it's not for everybody. I mean, I was crazy enough because I was desperate enough. I was like, give me anything. And I read something that might potentially work, and I take it and see how I react. And I did an entire blog post about what I learned about taking supplements and how you should not take them and how you should take them. And, and there's so much different experience that I shared with you. Maybe I'll put that link in the afterwards here. So, in summary, you have to think that it's possible, and you have to believe that your body is made to function properly, okay? Unless you're missing some body parts, you cannot add them together, but you can restore body function. Your body is craving to be in harmony, and you need to just help it, twist some knots and look for some things to help you do it. And if it's not bad enough, it doesn't matter. You have to believe that you can sleep very, very well and wake up rested, okay? So you have to believe that your sleep can be good 24/7, 7 days a week. And you have to get educated, okay? You have to read a lot. So make sure you read a lot and you educate yourself on many different channels, books, and so on. Do your testing to make sure you know what you're doing and what to address. You have to become your own doctor. Study things, you have to always look at details and experiment. That's all I can tell you. You need to do a lot of experimentation. So, and see what works. Trial and error, okay? So that's my best advice for today, and I hope you do something with it and sleep better soon. Bye bye for now.